Hey y'all, it's Deanna. Welcome to my channel. How are you? It is June the 6th. Yeah, June already. Um, it's nice out here right now, but we're supposed to have thunderstorms today. So, there's that. I hope y'all are well. Hope you're having a good day. Hope you have a good weekend. This is a garden tour update. The collaboration that Gale's Southern Living is hosting. Garden Tour 2024, I believe is what it's called. But I'm not sure. I'll have to put it on. I'll probably. Oh, look, Deanna, talk. I'll put it in the title, of course, and I'll link her channel in the description box. But anyway, I'm going to start right here on my pallets. My dahlia is looking good. It hadn't bloomed yet. I grew that from seed last year, and the tuber overwintered in the greenhouse. So I can't wait for that. The pink flowers are verbena, which needs to be transplanted into the ground, I guess, or a bigger pot because it's awful leggy. Let's see. What else? Well, I have asparagus that's been in cups for this is the 3rd year, I think. Poor asparagus. What else? Parsley is down here. Right there. Green onions. Things that need to be transplanted. There's my toothache plant. And this is red vein sorrel. I don't remember what those are. I'll have to look. They were in some cups and I just transplanted them out so they get a little bit bigger. I think there was something else in here, but I don't know. Anyway, there's some sweet potato vine that needs to be planted. Or that's not sweet potato vine, that's sweet potato slips. Because there's a difference. A chrysanthemum. It has an orangey colored flower on it when it blooms. Let's see, there's some sweet potato vine growing down there. There's some sweet potatoes that apparently grew underneath this little whatever this is. I don't know. It was used as a doghouse. But I had sweet potato planted over here and it grew here and I didn't know there were potatoes in the ground, so now I've got sweet potato vine. Some celosia, zinnia. That is my green zucchini. And what is that? Sorry, y'all, I just see something funny. It's probably just a leaf. Yeah, it's just a leaf. But anyway, there's zucchini. And then this is a giant eggplant that the seeds I got from Heavenly Hills Homestead when I won them on a Kettle Kitchen, I believe. Let's see. I planted a marigold. I finally got one to... I got 3 petite yellow marigolds to come up, so there's one of them. Some calendula, cucumbers, catnip, cat mint. This is I believe this is an envy zinnia. It's green. Tomatoes. There's some dill right there. A green bean, a bush green bean, which isn't doing much. The lima beans now. They're not doing too bad. Hopefully they'll produce for me, especially because they get part shade during the day, so they won't be beat up by the sun. There's a basil that volunteered. That's why it's out here. That zinnia there volunteered. And by the way, I found vine borer eggs on my zucchini. I hope I got them all. I found vine borer in the leaf stems of the butternut squash I'll show you. And I found eggs on my candy roaster, my Georgia candy roaster squash plant. Such fun trying to grow squash when you have vine borer problems. I did plant some Seminole pumpkin seeds. Hopefully that they will sprout, because those are supposed to be resistant to vine borer, which butternut squash is too. Now they really have a hard time getting into the actual stem of the squash plant where the roots are, but they can still get in the stems of the leaves because those are hollow. But anyway, the Seminole pumpkin is supposed to be resistant just like butternut squash, and I had a little extra money from my brother, which is a whole other story, but anyway, I ordered some Trombosino squash seeds because they are resistant for the same reason. They have the thicker, not hollow stems, where the borer gets in and destroys your squash. Okay, enough about that. There's some bush green beans here. This one is laying down. It's not tall enough to stay up in that cage. One of my nasturtiums I finally got to come up. A volunteer zinnia. Ahi Delight pepper right there. The dogs like those for snacks. And they're sweet peppers, so I can cook with them. Which I can cook with hot peppers, but anyway. One of my kale. Calendula. This is a mini bell pepper mix I grew from seed. Is this the mini bell pepper? I think it's the mini one. Yeah, it's the mini bell pepper mix. I can't remember if this is last year's plant or this year's, because peppers are perennial, if you didn't know, depending on where you live. Now, if you live somewhere where it's cold and you can keep them in a greenhouse, they're perennial. Zinnia. Let's see. There are blue butterfly peas down there. This not zinnia, this nasturtium never came up. Here's some yarrow. Let's see. A tomato with a basil that's blooming, which is fine. I'm not worried about it. I may pinch it off though, so it bushes out a little more. I think I'll do that while I'm standing here. Hang on, y'all. I gotta use 2 hands to pinch it. Okay. Alyssum I finally got to grow from seed. I've tried that several years. Never could get it to grow. Chamomile. More tomatoes, which look pathetic. But I gave them some fetid swamp water the other day. A white chrysanthemum I grew from seed. I don't know, is it gonna bloom? Oh, look. Look at that. You see that? Is that a squash bug? I'm gonna have to look it up. I think that's a bad bug. Oy, such fun. A ground cherry. I think this is the pineapple ground cherry. More tomatoes. They look pathetic. They also got fetid swamp water. This is culantro. It's not cilantro, it's culantro. It's supposed to be more heat tolerant, and it's supposed to be stronger. It smells just like cilantro. It's supposed to be stronger than cilantro. A little tomato and a basil. I think these basils that are in this pot are all blue spice basil, because I had it volunteering in some pots that it grew in last year. But I'm not 100% positive. It could be a different kind. Let me see. Yeah, that's blue spice basil. My carrots I'm trying to save seed from, although they may not be very good to save seed from, because I believe this is the first year that they've made flowers. And they say that if you save seed from first year carrots, you'll end up with carrots that like to bolt easier. So, but I'm going to save them just to see. I have other carrot seeds. More tomatoes. I forget what this is. I got to figure out what this is. the tags on my little cups that I had things planted in between the rain and the sun, I can't tell what they are. This is, I had one of these tomatoes yesterday. It was finally red. The first tomato. Matt's Wild Cherry. And there is a bell pepper back there. I don't know if you can see it. I'll have to go look at which one it is. A straw flower and some more blue butterfly pea that I want for tea. Now I'm gonna walk over here. My grass is still tall. One of the neighbors gave us a lawnmower. He didn't know what was wrong with it. Said if we could get it running, we could have it. Well, it runs, but if you get it started, it runs and it cuts. But then if you let it, if you turn it off, it don't want to start again. So the grass is still tall in some places, most places. This is my Chinese long noodle bean. Let me see, right there. And I planted a nasturtium down here that never came up. Holy basil, which is trying to flower. Look at all that. It's just trying to flower. Stop it. No flowers. I've never used, oh, that smells good. I've never had holy basil and I want to make tea with it. But anyway, look at that bean, y'all. There's several of them. I picked a couple for us to taste them. They taste pretty good. And apparently Chinese long noodle beans are more tolerant for heat when your other beans stop producing. And this one gets a little shade, so. Okay, let's see. We're going to go back around here. This is some radicchio that never makes a head, y'all. I don't get it, never. Just different peppers. That is a Megatron jalapeno. And that is shishito peppers, which I do not like. But we have a friend who likes them. Her husband really likes them, so I grow them for them. I had 2 plants, but one died. There's some of that volunteer basil. Let's see. This is a Murasaki pepper. It's sweet. That's the Buena Mulata, which is a cayenne type pepper. And it's so pretty. I was going to make, look at this purple, y'all. I was going to make purple powder out of it, but I have since been told that it tastes grassy when it's purple, so you need to let it get red. And some okra growing. They're not big enough yet to produce, but there's okra. A sweet potato. This is sweet potato. It's going to grow potatoes because I planted slips. A cosmos. Some yellow wax beans and a volunteer basil. And let's see what this is. I can't remember. Is this from last year? This is probably from last year. Nope. Well, yeah, it is from last year. Yellow bell pepper. I grew the seeds from the store, from a pepper I bought at the store. But I planted those seeds last year and never got them put into pots. And that one is finally in a pot this year. I did use a little one off of there. It was green and I needed a little bit of bell pepper, which doesn't hurt anything, but I used it. This right here is, I planted a banana squash. I got seeds from Ryan Cook. It's a, he does all the big things like the giant pumpkins and giant eggplant and all that, but it's not coming up. And I soaked it. And I dug in there and it hasn't even tried to sprout. So I don't know. I nicked it and I soaked it. There's green beans, bush beans right there. A pepper. A chamomile, which isn't doing anything. A volunteer zinnia. This one was in the yard. I dug it up and put it here. straw flower, my lemon, which is it's trying to perk up a little and get some green on it, but it's not doing it. Somebody told me I need to transplant it, but I don't know how I'm ever going to get it out of that pot. It's got a couple of lemons on it. There's one. This is called Tamarillo. And it's in this nightshade family, I believe, but don't quote me on that. The mosquitoes are getting me. But it's supposed to be about 3 feet tall. I don't remember what it's supposed to taste like. Sweet potato slips to grow sweet potatoes. My avocado I grew from seed accidentally in my compost worm bin, because it's more compost than earthworms. It's not the worms that are specifically for worm bins. So the food breaks down by everything, all the other insects and microbes in there, and then the earthworms feed on that. If it was worms for worm bins, like night crawlers, they feed on the food. Anyway, so it's composting and it's worm poop. My Shasta daisy, a pepper. That's a white Thai pepper. I need to move my little stick, my little tab here, so the sun doesn't fade it out, hopefully. I planted Seminole pumpkin here. Still waiting on it. There's some okra in there. There's a kale back there. Look. That's not a leaf. Where is he? Can you see him? Where is he? I can't see him. There he is. That's not a leaf-footed bug. That's a beneficial. And one way to tell that it's not a leaf-footed bug when it's a nymph like this, when it's red, is because it's by itself. Because leaf-footed bugs tend to hang out in a group when they're little nymphs. Yarrow, which is starting to spread, which I do not mind. I'm not going to be mad at it. And we did this already. So, I'm hoping this isn't going to be extremely long. We're 17 minutes in. There's my oregano from a year or two ago. This squash right here, whatever it is, I don't know. It volunteered. I'm thinking it might be honeyboat delicata, maybe. Because I had some planted here last year. And I could have dropped the seeds, but I do not know. A Crenshaw melon right there. And this little doohickey here. It's a broken chair. I wired it up so it wouldn't fold so well, and then put 2 PVC pipes under it to keep it from folding at all. There's some feverfew down there. There is a echinacea here, and there's another one, a green twister echinacea, but it's underneath all those leaves there. Crimson sweet watermelons right there. Also some feverfew. I planted Seminole pumpkin here, and they haven't come up. This is a lunchbox pepper, supposed to be. They're awful big, though. I don't know, because I've seen lunchbox peppers in the store, and they're not that big. Anyway, straw flower, strawberries. I had one strawberry on the start that dried up on there, and I took it and put some seeds in there and put them in another pot too. More culantro, kale, thyme. Let's see. This just needs to be, I need to do something with this pot. Here is another bell pepper. Is this the orange one? Yeah, this is the orange bell pepper. Same thing. I had it and I planted it last year, never got it put in a pot. So there's that. Oh, that ahi delight pepper I showed you back there. I grew that last year and overwintered it in the greenhouse. Petite Marseille pepper. These are some peppers I won on or got in a trade or won. I don't remember, but it's supposed to be a sweet pepper. That is supposed to be Petite Marseille. And we're going to go over here. And so is that. That is not pepper. So I don't know what that is. I don't know. Let me look. Oh, actually, it's not Petite Marseille. It's some kind of purple. But it's a question mark, so I don't know what it is. Y'all forget what I said. A sunflower, which is falling over. This had potatoes in it that the stems rotted. So I put a sunflower in there because I don't want to use it for anything else. Some kale, cabbage moths, worms. Go to town on it. There's another one. They're just getting it, y'all. I don't know if you can see that. Oh, it's on there. It's on there. More kale. They're just getting torn up. Like, look at that. Can you, I don't know if you can see that, but gracious. This is a purple cabbage. I was trying to let, a red cabbage, trying to let it flower, and it hadn't done that yet. Some more of the radicchio potatoes. I'm waiting on them. These are russet potatoes. I grew from the store-bought potatoes. Just waiting on them to start dying back. So we'll see what happens. This is a micro dwarf tomato, and it's a little Lissay tomato. Chives. And some basil. I think that's holy basil. And it's trying to flower too. Celosia. There's yarrow in there. This was a apricot lemonade cosmos, and it's died. I don't know why. Kajari melon, which I don't know. This is called Sweet Annie. It's a beneficial. A nasturtium that never came up. These two right here are white. White currants. One right there and one right there. Now, this right here is sweet potato vine. So I planted sweet potatoes, not the slips, the actual potato, and you'll just get vine. And I want it to cover this tire because these tires get hot. There's a blue Hubbard squash. New England sugar pie pumpkin. Sweet dumpling squash. Sweet dumpling squash. What is this one? That's a feverfew, but this is single feverfew. The other flower, the other feverfew are snowball. More Sweet Annie. It's not doing anything really. I don't know why. I probably should have direct sowed them. Let's see. Oh, mosquitoes, y'all. Sorry. Oh, there's volunteer zinnias right there. And there's a straw flower. My lavender, which has flower on it. A flower. It's flowering. Let's see. More sweet potato vine. Cat mint, I believe. There are cantaloupe that came up inside that can there. There's an artichoke, which isn't doing anything. That's probably because the thing sat in a cup forever. And there's, I believe that's calendula down there. No, that's not calendula. That's rudbeckia right there. I don't know that it's getting enough sun. Let's go over here. See, this first one, That's supposed to be a mammoth sunflower, and it's already made a flower. There's a moonflower there growing up the fence. Nasturtium, sunflower. There's nasturtium under there, and there is, oh, it's dying. Imagine. Why is it dying? Well, there was marshmallow down there, but it's dying. So I don't know. I don't know if it's too much rain or what. Okay, let's go. We're gonna start on this side right here. The Brussels sprout, I'm trying to get it to flower so I can save the seeds. There's pepper right there. Here's a volunteer that smells like blue spice basil. Sweet potato. My trumpet plant. There's dill here. This, I believe, is the giant ground cherry. And here's orange spice jalapeno. And I think these are the Walla Walla onions. A chamomile. Leeks. I'm saving seeds from them. Look, trying to anyway. There's the scapes. This is a giant tomato, which I got seeds from Heavenly Hills Homestead, Ryan Cook. Straw flower, and there is a nasturtium in there that came up. Tomatoes. This looks like sunrise bumblebee. Looks absolutely pathetic. Nope, it's brandywine, but I'm not sure that that's brandywine. Look at the shape of that flower, that tomato. So I don't know. Looks more like a cherry tomato. We'll see. Peppermint, tomato. This is the apricot lemonade cosmos, like the one that died over that way. There's some sweet Annie underneath there. There's a nasturtium in there somewhere. Oh, in there somewhere. Basil that volunteered. These are my Kentucky Wonder pole beans. I hope I get beans before they die. They've got rust. The beans on this side of the yard just got hit with rust. Ugh. There's my white bachelor button. And a mullein. These are the dragon tongue beans, also rust. There is white scallop squash down there. I don't remember what I planted in that little can. I don't remember. Maybe it's a marigold I transplanted. A volunteer zinnia kidney beans that I'm doing for that challenge, the Survival Seeds 2024 challenge. I've already pulled some that are in the house drying. One plant died. This plant right here. Oh, look. This is stuck together. This plant died. I don't think that's dry enough yet to pull. Cucumber. I've got cucumber here. And I don't think this one came up. No, this one didn't come up. There's another basil that volunteered. There's cucumbers on here. The muncher cucumbers. Those are like the mini ones that you get in the store. More volunteer basil. Volunteer zinnia. A tithonia. The one and only that I planted finally came up. That is my butternut squash right there. A tomato. Holly basil. Trying to flower. Tomato. Let's see. This is supposed to be oh, what is it? Pepperoncini. Yeah. This one is a purple cayenne, which I bet is just like the Buena Mulata. That would be my guess. This right here is a zinnia. I just trimmed it off so it would bush out. Some chives. Another pepper. This is a Jala Fuego pepper. Let's see. More yarrow, volunteer. Basil. There's catmint, and I think catnip planted within there somewhere. A yellow squash. I want squash so bad, y'all, but the vine borer is ridiculous. What is this? That doesn't smell like, that smells like regular basil either. That smells like Genovese basil. It's volunteer. That's not blue spice. I could tell one because the leaves are they feel different. These feel smoother. These feel a little more rough, fuzzy kind of. There is Merlot lettuce, which I need to take a little video because I'm doing a video on how to a little 2 or 3 part series on how to save lemon, not lemon, lettuce seeds. Oh, there's chamomile there. And let's see, these are Jacob's cattle beans, which are a drying bean. And there is a Jacob's cantaloupe in there somewhere. I don't know if it's gonna do worth a darn. Yeah, it's doing okay. It's got flowers on it. There's 2 cucumbers here somewhere. Well, nope. Now there's only one. Something ate the leaf off of it. But it's so leggy because it's under the shade here. That was a cucumber that never came up. This is my Georgia candy roaster. Peppermint. Volunteer basil. Tomatoes. More peppermint. And a volunteer zinnia. That's a straw flower and a mullein. And I think that's it, y'all. I do believe. Although I have fig trees. We'll go over and look at the fig trees because this video is over 30 minutes. Gracious. Gracious. I have to walk slow because I wear flip-flops and now my feet are wet because the grass is wet and it's too tall. I have to walk funny and walk slowly so I don't fall. Anyway, there's a volunteer zinnia right there. These are my figs. And there's some figs on them. Where are they? Let me find one. Oh, there is. Oh, I can't see. There it is. My blueberries in there. There's a volunteer zinnia in there. It's not doing very well because it's not getting much water. And a volunteer zinnia in the middle of something that needs to be weed whacked down. Okay, I think that's it. It's hot out here. I'm getting a little short of breath there. Oh, my raspberry right there, which needs to be, look, it's trailing. I don't want it trailing because it's going to get run over with a lawnmower. Need to do something with it. Need to do something with it. Look, oh, I'm going to show you this too. We tromp through this grass. I don't know if you can see them. Yeah, sorry, there's a helicopter. There's Coast Guard flying over. There's volunteer zinnias back there too. That's a grass pile from mowing. Let it break down some and use it. And my mess, which I'm slowly getting picked up and cleaned up. And the elderberries are blooming. And these things, I didn't know what they were. They were growing in different places. So I was cutting them down. But that's elderberry. I don't want them here, so after they produce berries, I'll cut them down. I don't want them here. The fence is way back there. All this is overgrowth that needs to be dealt with at some point. I don't know. I can't do it all by myself, y'all. Anyway, thanks for watching, y'all. I appreciate it. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. And comment would be nice. And if you'd share it out, I'd appreciate it. I have 699 subscribers now, but my watch hours are still under 500, which they'll grow eventually. It's just gonna take a while. But I appreciate everyone watching and commenting and subscribing. Y'all have no idea. All right, y'all. I think I'm gonna go inside. Y'all have a good weekend and take care. Hopefully the weather's not insane this weekend like it has been recently. All right, talk to you later. Bye.